One of my favorite quotes that motivates me to have pursued this journey for myself is a bad system will beat a good person every time. This is from Deming. And in this quote, what I like to think of is what it's like to be an operator that works within a broken process and how that feels day in and day out. So, Lean Six Sigma is really about respect for people, and it's giving them the opportunities to take the process that they were given and to analyze it and to study it and to make informed decision about what changes need to occur in order to improve that process. I love that because when you give individuals that opportunity, you're empowering them. You're meeting them where they're at and you're giving them the skills that they need to actually implement important change. And as you meet those individuals within those processes, oftentimes what you're going to find is that these processes were handed down from one person to another, and that maybe these processes were never intentionally designed in the first place. Or maybe when they were designed under a certain set of assumptions that are no longer accurate. So these individuals who are doing this process today oftentimes weren't formally trained on it, and they inherited it. So they really can't describe what that process is in the form of a detailed process map or step-by-step description of the work that they're doing. That creates a lot of variation in how the work is done, which then creates a lot of variation in the result that that process is giving. And within those processes, one of those contributors to the variation is waste. So waste is anything that the customer is not willing to pay for. And Ford said that if it doesn't add value, then it's waste. And being open to labeling it as waste creates the ability for people to have conversations about how we can do this differently. So waste really isn't, something that needs to be hidden or protected. In an organization that's very improvement minded, waste is really a key conversation about what's not working and maybe how we can do it better. And as you try to take these processes and define them and look at them through your customer's eyes and understand what's valuable and what's not valuable in it, what you want to do is also bring data to the table to measure where your performance is today and compare it to what your goals and objectives are in order to see where the gap is between your current results and your desired results. And don't forget, as you are walking this journey and you're trying to bring individuals to the table in order to map the process and look at the process from the customer's eyes and to measure the process with data, you also want that team to take ownership of improving this process. Process improvement is not about leaders or individuals in a room making decisions about how the process should be done and then going to tell the operator. In fact, it's the other way around, in which the operator is given the time and the resources that they need to get into a room and to study the process and to come up with the solutions and then test those solutions out to see if those changes in fact make a measurable improvement and an improvement for the better. And this can go a long way. As I'd said at the beginning, a lot of times individuals who are working within broken process, they're probably feeling pretty frustrated. And if you don't give them the opportunity to stop and think about what they're doing and also give them the opportunity to analyze what they're doing and think about maybe how they can do it differently, if you just continue to ask them to work harder and harder and harder, I think that's a situation in which no good outcome could ever occur. You're going to increase burnout, you're going to reduce engagement, and it doesn't have to be that way. Within an improvement-minded organization, really they want to invite new thinking into the everyday work and around the processes to allow individuals to identify solutions and ways that the work can be done better and so that they can work smarter. And there's a lot of opportunity that exists within organizations. And oftentimes as organizations start this journey, one of the issues that they have is that they want to do too much too fast. So as you start to look at your processes and you want to implement change and to make those processes better, what you want to be careful of is to not sub-optimize the improvements, which means one process competes with another, and as you implement solutions in one, it can cause issues in another. To sequence what you're working on and also to understand why you're working on it. So as the work gets underway, You will have some minor setbacks. Not every project is going to run smoothly, and not everyone's going to be immediately bought into doing projects. So you want to really focus on the culture, and you want individuals to feel safe to contribute ideas. You also want them to feel safe to try new ideas and to experiment and learn through those experiments. And failing is really a good thing within process improvement. It suggests that that idea didn't work or now's not the right time. By trying and failing and learning, you have the opportunity to better understand what works and to bring those ideas forward. And the more and more you do that, the more and more buy in you're going to get, the more and more energy is going to surround your improvement journey. And what you want to do in that is to continue to harness that energy and create a positive brand within the organization for continuous improvement. The best way to do that is to treat it like a journey, is that you're going to start small and you're going to grow as you go, and the complex change will occur as your organization's ready for it. And the more and more you do that, the more and more success that you create, the more and more momentum the organization is going to have. And you're going to create a flywheel like effect in which individuals start to become more curious about the improvement journey that you're on. And then they will start to participate in it and speak about it and spread that positive word. And that's going to influence the next wave of individuals. And the more and more that you do that, the more and more robust your culture is going to become. And what you'll have is, this progression from your innovators and your early adopters to the late majority, and you'll achieve a critical mass and a tipping point within your organization